Hello, good morning, my dear class 11C students. Today we are going to another aspect that is entirely different. Actually, this is the basic of accounting. We are doing firstly we are studying how to record the transactions. Many business transactions will be there. We should study how we can record. But before that, what we have to record? Okay, what we have to record, that is the important one. So today I am trying to teach you from the different transactions. We have to find out what we have to record. Okay, in every transaction, two things we have to find out. We are studying double entry system. This is a systematic method. It is a scientific method. According to double entry system, every transaction has two aspects. So today we are trying to find out that two aspects. If you did not understand what I taught today clearly, you can watch my video once again, and don't worry, slowly only you will get this one. Okay, because it is a new subject. Through the smaller classes you did not study this subject. That is why if you did not understand today's class, don't worry, you watch the video again, and from the coming classes then it will be clear to you. Okay, then I am welcoming you. Listen carefully. We can go to our today's class. Okay, welcome back. Today something different, some new things we are studying today. This is the first time you are hearing about this subject, account subject. First time you are studying, because this subject was not there in the lower classes. Okay, and in the when I explained the different terms of accounting, in the first day itself I told we are following double entry system. We are following double entry system. This one, double entry system. We can understand what is the meaning of a double entry system. Here we study, I told that business transactions we are recording in the books of account. Not all the transactions, business transactions we are recording in the books of accounts. Then every transaction, one transaction we are taking, in that transaction has two aspects. Every transaction has two aspects. That two aspects we are recording for one transaction. That is known as a double entry system. Double entry does not mean that one transaction is recording two times. No, one transaction is two effect, it is affecting two account. Okay, double entry system means when we are considering one transaction, in that one transaction two aspect is there. Both the aspect we are recording. Not only one aspect, the other aspect also we are recording. That is known as our system is known as a double entry system. Double entry system does not mean that one transaction is recording two times. That is wrong. One transaction, two aspect is there. Both the aspect we are recording. That is known as a double entry system. See, and who is the inventor of that double entry system that I told first day? Luca Pacioli. Okay, Luca Pacioli, he only introduced this system firstly. Then what is the meaning of double entry system? According to this system, every business transaction affects at least two accounts in opposite directions. For example, if the furniture is purchased in the business, furniture is increased, whereas cash is decreased. Here, when the furniture is purchasing, we have to think from the side of business, not from the side of outside. Okay, when we are standing in the side of business, then what is happening to business, that we have to think. This is the transaction. Furniture purchased, this is the transaction. Okay, then when we are purchasing the furniture is coming into business, and when we purchase the furniture, definitely we have to give some money, some cash we have to give. So cash will go outside. That is the effect of this transaction. Okay, furniture is purchased, furniture is coming into the business. At the same time, or in the opposite way, cash is going. Something is coming, then the same time something is going. Okay, that is why it is saying that opposite direction. One is coming, the other one is going. Furniture purchased, furniture is coming. When the furniture is coming, furniture in the business is increasing. That is why it is written there, furniture is increased. And what happened to cash? Suppose in our office 1 lakh rupees was there. Then we spend 20,000 for purchasing furniture. Then 20,000 is going outside. Now the cash will be 80,000. So cash is decreasing. Okay. So remember, every transaction, this is one transaction, furniture is purchased. This is one transaction. In that transactions, it is affecting two account, or this transaction is having two aspects. And one aspect is increasing, another aspect is decreasing. And when we are recording these transactions, we need to write furniture, we have to write, and cash also we have to write. Then it is a double entry. Okay, one transactions, two aspect is there. We have to find out what are those aspects. Then this we have to record. So one transactions, two aspect we are recording. That system is known as double entry system. There can be no transaction in the business which affect only one account or which has only one aspect. Every transaction is having at least two aspects. One aspect, no transaction is there which is having one aspect. As such, both the aspect of every transaction are recorded under this system. It may, however, be noted that double entry does not mean that a transaction is recorded twice. One transaction we are recording only one time only. But that one transaction is having two aspects. That two aspects when we are recording, it is known as double entry system. Okay, once again see that sentence. It may, however, be noted that the double entry does not mean that a transaction is recorded twice, but it means that at least two accounts are affected by a transaction. Okay, two, that is affecting two aspects. One account receiving a benefit, other account yielding a benefit or giving a benefit. Okay, so every transaction is having this two aspect will be there. In that one account will receive some benefit, the other account will give some benefit. The same example if you are taking, when we are purchasing furniture, so furniture is receiving benefit into the business, furniture is coming. Okay, what the business received? Business received furniture, so furniture is the receiving benefit. Then what is the giving benefit? Yielding means giving. What is the giving benefit in this transaction? For purchasing furniture, we have to hand over some cash. Cash we given. That is the yielding benefit. Okay. Then receiving benefit we are debiting. Not in the coming days we will use this term debit, credit. Debit means always the receiving benefit we are debiting, and the giving aspect is there, that we will credit. Okay, so I hope you understood what is a double entry system. Then now we have to go through some transactions, and we have to find out what are the two aspects which is hiding in each transaction. That is the first step. Okay, we have to study many new things. So first of all, I told what is a double entry system. Then there you understood one thing, every transaction is having two aspects. Now we are going to see what are the two aspects which is hiding in each transactions. Now we can go to some examples. Okay, we are going to some transactions, that is from chapter 5. Listen, this actually this question is meant for something different, but here I am using this question to find out what are the two aspect of which is containing in each transaction. That is for that purpose only I am using this question. Actually this question is giving for something different purpose. Okay. Now listen. These are the questions from page number 5.6 in old book. Anyway, chapter 5 in that illustration 1 from that question. In this question we are going to see what are the two aspects. Okay, we have to record two aspects for one transaction. So first of all we have to understand what are those aspects, then only we can record. Then I am taking this first one, I am leaving. Firstly we are going through easy one, after that we can go to difficult one. Here this is a transactions, purchased goods for cash. Okay, here it is affecting two accounts. What are those accounts? That is my question. Purchased goods for cash. Here one receiving, for we use think from the side of the business. Okay, then what is happening, what if anything is receiving by the business or anything is given by the business, you think in that way. Here purchased goods means the receiving benefit. What is received by the business? Business received this goods, and what is given? That is a cash. So these are the two aspects we are getting from this transactions. Okay, purchased goods for cash. So from every transaction we need to find out two aspects, and this two aspects we are recording. We are not writing this sentence when you are recording this transaction. I taught what is the entry. Entry means the transactions we are recording in the books of account, that is known as entry. So when you are making the entry, first of all from the transactions we have to find that two aspects. Then that two aspects only we are recording. In the double entry system we are recording both the aspects. So here we are getting this aspect is this one. One is a goods, another one is a cash. Goods is receiving, cash is giving. Then next transaction, purchased goods from Subhash. Here Subhash is given. The meaning of this transaction is, if a name of the person is given here, then it is silently saying that cash is not given. In the previous question, purchased goods for cash, it means cash is given immediately, then only we purchased goods. That is the meaning of previous one. And here the second transaction, in this transaction, purchased goods from Subhash, and here name of the person is given, then here something is hiding. That was cash is not given, that is by the name of the person is given. That is important one. Okay, so here cash is not given. Then what will be the two aspects? In the previous case cash was one of the aspect, and here when you are coming, cash will not come one of the aspect because the cash we did not give. So here in this case purchased goods, one aspect is this only, goods only. And the second aspect is cash is not given. Then we have to take care to whom we have to give the cash. We purchased the goods from Subhash, cash is not given. So Subhash's name we have to write in the books of accounts. Then only in the future we can give the money. That is why in the previous case the cash is coming, but here in the place of cash the other aspect will be Subhash. Previous one was a cash transaction. This is a credit transaction. What is the meaning of credit transaction? We purchased something, and if money is not given, then it is a credit transaction. We sold something and the money is not received. This is a credit transaction. Okay. So in this case, previous case goods and cash is coming as the two aspects, but here cash will not come because here cash we did not make. That is why. So I think that is clear. Then next transaction, that date is 5 in this column. Normally this column date is giving. Then it is given purchased furniture for cash. What is receiving, what is going, or what is giving? Furniture is again I am remembering, again I am repeating. we have to think from the side of the business. Okay, so here furniture, what is happening to furniture? When we are purchasing furniture, furniture is coming into the business. So the receiving, this is the receiving aspect. One of the aspects is of furniture. And the second one is for cash, means the cash is given. So here the two aspect is one is furniture and the second one is cash. And here every aspect we can divide in this way, receiving aspect and the giving aspect. So in this case receiving, what if we received? Furniture. What if we gave? Cash. Okay. Then next one, sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash. Here the two aspect will be, can you say, think about that. One is a goods and the second one is a cash. Then here receiving aspect is cash, not a goods. Think from the side of the business. Business is receiving cash. When the goods is selling, business is receiving cash. That is why this is the one of the aspect is this one, and this is the receiving aspect, and this is a giving aspect. So these are two things we have to record when we are making the entry. Then we can move to next one. There, sold goods to Mahesh. Here name is given, like in the fourth case I told, purchased goods from Subhash, name is given. Here also sold goods to Mahesh, name is given. Then it will be without receiving cash we sold goods. Clear? It is a credit sales. Two type of sale is there, cash sales and credit sales. Cash sales means when we are selling the goods, the same time we will receive the money. That is known as a cash sales. Credit sales means we sold goods but money we will receive in future. That is known as a credit sales. So here the two aspect is, one is the goods. Goods is what aspect, receiving or giving? Goods will be giving aspect. We are giving goods. Then what we received? Actually we received nothing. Cash we did not receive. Okay. That is why in the place of cash we can take that person. If this person's name we have to write in the books of accounts. Otherwise, if this person's name is there, name is not there in the books of accounts, then how do you know that this much money we have to receive? Okay. So in this person's name we are writing the books of accounts, and when we are seeing this name we can remember that, oh, we have to receive this much money from that person. Okay. So these are the two aspects which is coming in this transaction. Next one, paid cash to Subhash. Okay, paid cash to Subhash. Here one aspect is this cash. One aspect is cash. Cash is receiving or giving. Think from the side of business, not from the side of any other person. Okay. Then for the business, cash is going. So giving aspect is a cash. Then what will be the receiving aspect? Cash is given, and if here one person is coming, so we can take that person as the receiving aspect, because he is the receiver. To whom we given the money? We given the money to Subhash. Then who is Subhash? Subhash is a receiver. Then we can go to next transaction. It is a received cash from Mahesh. Received cash from Mahesh. Here one aspect is a cash. One aspect is a cash, and other aspect is this person. Then if you are thinking the receiving and the giving aspect, here receiving aspect is clear because we received cash. Cash is receiving aspect. Then Mahesh will be the other aspect. Okay, receiving aspect is a cash. Then Mahesh will be the giving aspect. Actually, Mahesh is the giver. Okay, Mahesh is the giver. And in the previous transaction, 10th one, paid cash to Subhash. Then we paid cash, means the cash is the giving aspect. And what about Subhash? Subhash is a receiving, no, receiver. Okay, if the person is coming, we can change receiving, we can change as a receiver. Giving, we can change as a giver. So in 10th transaction, Subhash is a, we paid cash to, so Subhash is a, instead of receiving, we can tell that receiver. And in the 12th one, we received cash. So cash is the receiving aspect, then the giving aspect. If a name, any person is coming, instead of giving, we can think a giver. Who is the giver? Mahesh. Okay, so these are the two aspects we are getting from this transaction. Now next transaction, purchased goods from Ravi for cash. Here we need only two aspects only we required. And if we are seeing here three aspects we can see. One is goods, another is cash, then Ravi. Three aspects is coming. And we need only two aspects only for recording. Okay, so we can take the relevant one. And if any transactions, if cash is given or cash is received, definitely cash we have to take as one of the aspects. We cannot avoid cash. Okay, so if in this cash is purchased goods from Ravi, and for cash means cash is given immediately. That is the meaning of for cash. Name is given. Here also name is given. You see, purchased, fourth one. Purchased goods from Subhash. It is not given for cash. That is why here we are assuming that without giving cash we purchased. But here no need of making any assumption. Here very clearly it is given for cash. For cash means ready cash is given. When the goods we received, same time we given the money. Okay, so cash is one of the aspects. And the second one, here goods is coming into the business. Okay, if a goods is coming into the business, then goods also we have to record. Then here this person, actually from this person we received the money. So no need of recording the person's name because already his money we received from him. That is why this account is not needed. So here the relevant two account we need for recording is, one is goods, another one is cash. And here also you see the second transaction, purchased goods for cash. Here also we purchased from someone. Okay, we purchased this goods from someone. Its name is not given. If the name is given, then also we will not write that name. That name we don't want if a cash is given. Okay, the same way this also. Purchased goods from Ravi for cash. So we given the cash. That is why here Ravi's that Ravi is not coming in any one of the aspects. Two aspects we already got. That only we needed. Okay. Now see next transaction, that is given on 17th. Purchased the goods from Ravi. Can you think about the answer? What are the two aspects in this transaction? Purchased the goods from Ravi. Think about that. One aspect is a goods, and here for cash is not given, so here cash is not paid. That is why person account we have to take it. These are the two aspects we have to consider. Okay, we are using double entry system. According to double entry system, one transaction is having two aspects. Both the aspect we are recording for one transaction's entry. Okay, so here it is not saying that the cash is given. Cash is not given here. That is why we have written the personal this person's name. Now 18th one. 18th one, read the question and can you decide what is the answer? Sold goods to Suresh for cash. First you write, then I will tell. Okay. Okay, right? The answer is one aspect is the goods and second one is what is Suresh? No. If a cash is given, there no need of writing Suresh name. Here cash we can take. Suresh also coming. If you are thinking Suresh also one of the aspect, but here if a cash is there, cash is always we have to take. And the second one, if any other things is there except a personal account, if any other thing is coming or going is there, that we have to take it. So here goods is actually going. Okay, sales means goods is going outside. So this two is the two aspect we have to record. Clear? Now 18th is over. Now we can go to 19th one. See, this is the 19th one. Sold goods to Suresh. What is the answer? Sold goods to Suresh. One is goods. Second one is Suresh. Here cash is not given. If a cash is given, there 4 cash will be. That also will give in the question. Now 20th one. Bought machinery for cash. Bought will be purchased. Purchased machinery for cash. What are the two aspects we will get from this question? One is the cash. Any transaction, if a cash is given, cash will be always one of the aspects. Second one, furnish, this machinery. I told the receiving and giving aspect is there. Here, what is the receiving and what is the giving? Think from the side of the business. And here, receiving aspect is machinery is coming into the business. This is the receiving. Machinery is receiving. And what is giving? Cash is giving. Receiving aspect is known as debit always. Receiving aspect is known as debit. And giving aspect that is known as credit. This debit and credit we will use in future. Okay. Receiving aspect always we will record as a debit and giving aspect we will record as a credit one. That we will study afterwards. Then 24 we can see later. 27 also. 28, 20, 29, 30. Okay. Other transactions we can see later. Okay. First of all we have to understand the simple transactions. Then only we can go to a little difficult one. Then here one thing more I want to tell. Here many places we are seeing goods. Okay. Many transactions we have seen goods. Then the many accounts are there that is connected with the goods that I am giving. One is purchases. And the second one is sales. Then another one, purchase return. And here sales return. All these four things are connected with the dealing of goods only. Then purchase return is also known as return outwards. Return outwards. Sales return is also known as return inwards. Return, I for in, W for ward. Okay, outward, inward. Then after all these transactions, we purchased, in that something we returned, we sold some goods, then from the sold goods some goods is coming back. After this all the activities, end of the accounting year, how much goods is lying with us, that is known as a stock. Now I think the meaning of stock is clear. Okay, end of the accounting year, after this all the transactions, some goods will be lying with us, that is known as a stock. Then that is known as closing stock. Closing means end of the accounting year. Then I told end of the accounting year will be most of the business, it will be 31st March. It is the business they are temporarily closing, and they are closing means their books of account they are closing. Okay, and next day will be new that books they are taking as a new year. Okay, so 31st March, what is the value stock, that is known as a closing stock. Then next day their new year is starting, new accounting year is starting, that will be on 1st April. After 31st March, next day is 1st April. In the 1st April, this same value stock is known as opening stock. Okay, so 31st March, what is the value of stock, that is known as a closing stock. Closing stock of last accounting year will be the opening stock of the beginning of next accounting year. That is a important one. Then if our business firm is purchasing materials, okay, they are purchasing materials, raw materials they are purchasing. Then also in the journal entry we are writing purchase only. Purchase, when the material is coming we will write a purchase. And we are selling the finished goods, we will write a sales. In this case, if a materials we are purchasing, then end of the accounting year, there is a chance of some material which we purchased will be in the same condition, means the material we have to convert into finished goods. Okay, so some material that we just purchased only, we did not get time to convert into finished goods. So some materials will be there. And some materials we already started the work along with some materials, and we did not reach in the final stage. So that is known as a work in progress. Okay, work in progress. And some material will be converted into finished goods. So if end of the accounting year, in addition to the finished goods, if some raw material is there, if some work in progress is there, then all together these terms are known as inventory. Inventory, that term we already studied. Inventory means raw materials, semi-finished raw material and finished goods, all are included in the inventory. But stock means only finished goods only coming in that one. I hope this is clear to you. Then again we can come to the same questions which we just now we found. What are the debit aspect and credit aspect we found now. Okay, again we can come here. Here one more clarification or one small correction we need. Okay, here I told the two in this case purchase the goods for cash. In this, if a goods is coming into the business, now listen, when the goods is purchasing, here we selected goods as one of the aspect. Okay, but when the purchase of goods is there, and you see the sale, at the time of sale also we recorded here goods. So we have to identify this purchase and sales. Everywhere if you are writing goods, then confusion will come. That is why when the goods is purchasing, then our one of the aspect will be purchases. Okay, that will be the one correction I am making. Purchases will be the one of the aspect and the other aspect will be cash. And I told the meaning of purchases. What is the meaning of purchases? When the goods we are bringing into the business, that is known as purchases. Okay, I told a sale also. Sold. Sold means what? What we sold? Their goods is always silent. So sold means goods sold, not any other furniture and all. So here when the goods we are purchasing, instead of goods, this is the correct one is purchases. And here also goods with taken, purchase will be more suitable. Here also, and when the furniture purchasing, furniture will be. because when the goods we are purchasing, then only we are taking as purchase as the one of the aspects. And when the furniture purchasing, we will not use purchases, then we have to write furniture only. Okay. When the goods we are purchasing, instead of goods we can take purchases. And when we selling the goods, instead of taking goods we can take sales. Okay, sales and cash will be here the answer. And here also wherever goods is coming and goods is selling, sales we can take instead of goods. This is the reason. At the time of purchase we are taking goods and at the time of sale also we are taking goods, then confusion will come. We have to identify both. That is why at the time of purchase of goods we are writing simply purchase, and at the time of sales we are taking sales. If a doubt is there, once again I will take you that the meaning that we already studied. What is the meaning of purchases and sales? See the meaning of purchases. Okay, this is already we studied. The meaning of purchase you can see. The term purchase is used only for goods. Okay, goods we are purchasing, then only this purchases we are using. Then what is the sales? You see, sales means transfer ownership of goods. Okay, so there, if furniture we sold, we cannot call it as a sales. That will be furniture only we have to write. And purchase means goods we are purchasing. Sale means sale of goods. That is the important one. Okay. And what is the meaning of goods? Once again, what is the meaning of goods? Goods means what commodity the business is dealing, or what commodities the business is purchasing for resale purpose. That is coming goods. It is given in page number 1.7 goods. Okay. Already you studied the meaning of the different terms. That is not enough. Whenever we are studying further, we can get more understanding. Okay, our understanding level will increase when we are studying more. Okay, so today this much is enough, and you revise and you watch. If any doubt is there, you watch this video once again. Next day we can meet. Thank you for all.